Hi, we're here. I didn't
It's
sleep in
us.
at all.
No,
Maybe
you
a little
didn't.
bit. I didn't
It's
sleep
us.
in at all.
Not at all.
Yeah. I think I need to turn down the sound again. It's pretty loud. It's catchy. Catchy music.
It is a nice song.
How is it in the stream now?
It is a nice song.
How is it in the stream
Do,
now? Okay,
do.
sounds good. Perfect. So, we're gonna do some Deliver Us from Evil, some DUFE? DUFE?
DUFE.
And Masquerade. I was told that this was steamy and that I had to brood, so we're gonna be steamy and brood. Hopefully the creators are in here. I know that they said they were gonna be dropping by. I'll wait another minute just to make sure. Don't want people to miss out on this. I think they were told me to go ping them when we're ready to go. Ugh. Yeah, I slept in until literally like 5 minutes before 3, which is when we're supposed to be streaming. So that was perfect. Okay, we'll go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna start with the art is cute. I like a little devil balloon here. I think it's a balloon. I'm a bit suspicious
I think
of
so.
it. And the logo's suspicious also. I feel like this is important.
Yeah.
Both hot boys.
Important logo.
I'm assuming these are who we're supposed to be,
I'm assuming.
but we'll find out. Start. Alright. Who is the narrator today?
I'll be the narrator.
Oh, okay.
Cause alright, don't you get the main guy?
I think so. I don't know. If you want to be the main, go ahead.
Well, no, you had a character you were told you had to be.
Oh, that's right. They wanted me to be one of the characters specifically. Let me go find out who that was. Keldran? Keldran? Yes. But I don't know. We don't know who this is. So, if you want to start it, and if worse comes to worse, I have to switch it, that's totally fine.
Then that works.
Okay.
Good evening, my demonic devotees of the dark and dramatic. Are you looking for a Hallows Eve tale to astound and delight?
Perfect.
Then, friends, you have come to the right place. Who am I? A man of no importance. Just someone who wanders and watches on behalf of someone upstairs.
Where upstairs?
I don't know, my cat's upstairs right now, so...
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
In my time on this world, I've put away quite the collection of stories. More than happy to share them, too. And for tonight's tale of terror, I bring for your consideration one of fear, of words unsaid, and of a terror that wears your face and preys upon your soul's secrets.
Doppelgangers.
Oh.
I have a feeling it's doppelgangers.
First, though, the dramatis personae. I think I said that wrong. That's okay. Ace, aka Azazel, Incubus, champion of Great
an incubus. Okay.
Ooh. And winner of Pandemonium's Weekly's Best Abs Award 3 centuries in a row.
I mean,
wow.
I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a lot of feelings, but not as many words to describe them. Keldran on Gala. Keldran to co-workers and enemies. Kel to friends. Nephilim, heavenly ambassador and winner of Cloister Quarterly's most likely to cause a nun to forsake her vows award.
on already. And look at that smile. Yep, I believe it.
Theoretically, he has other emotional settings besides smug. Not that you could ever get a peek behind all of those walls he puts up. These two have arrived at a haunted house for a dose of mischief. But what they don't know is that a really malevolent flavor of mischief is going to come find them. But friends, let's see how this tale begins through the eyes of one vulgar-tongued incubus. Oh, I think you pick a character here?
Oh, shit. Did I pick a character? Whoops. Hold on. I may have messed up. Did I pick a character?
I'm not sure. Let me check something. I think the website said...
I'll go back and we can start over again. It shouldn't take long to click through it. Start.
Page.
Oh shoot, did I do it again? Okay, maybe we're good. Maybe we're good.
It says, choose who to follow. Pick Keldrin if you haven't played DUFE.
Oh. Okay, so we'll go back home again. Is there a way I can choose who is who?
The stars are fun
But
there.
it says...
Let's see. Can you...
Okay, I don't think
Maybe
there's
not.
a choice. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we ready? What is this? Mine Tufel? Are we ready, Mine Tufel?
I don't know what I'm doing. Of course we're early. Gotta scope out and lay the land. Get ready and all.
How did you talk me into this?
I waited for the afterglow. Easier talking you into poop then.
Ace, I just want you to know that we could have been at a party in Prague or Berlin.
He's trying his hardest to act like he's above it all, but I know him better. Kel's a big shot at the Vatican. Rich, powerful, and classy. As you'd expect from heaven's own Nephilim attaché. I'm gonna butcher words everywhere.
I mean, attaché was correct.
Okay. Keldrin's not above everything, though. What we got up to during the sack of Rome is proof of that. Don't act like you're not excited. You gotta swear a lot, buddy. I'm just not gonna say your swears. Sorry.
If you didn't know, Maki doesn't swear. Maki doesn't swear, so...
I don't. His head tilts upward, nose pointed aristocratically
Yeah,
into
there we
the
go.
air. God, he can be such a snobbish prick when he wants to. But I wouldn't want him any other way. I guess we're both sort of hedonists, but he's proper about it. Affairs, wine tasting, and gourmet meals with Versace place settings. Me? I'm all about being down and dirty. Me and Kel have known each other for millennia now, and some of my dirt's rubbed off on him by this point. You got my dirt on you.
So, what's on the menu tonight then? What's on the menu for tonight then?
I am so very glad you asked, dear Keldrinon. For tonight's main course, we're going to be scaring the heck out of my favorite ghost hunting show cast, the Specters.
They should be shot for that pun alone.
I said it was bad, but they're coming here tonight.
And how precisely did you come by this information?
I have my ways, my wicked wiles. Come on, Kel, take the bait. You know you want to. Was that voice?
Did you sleep with the producer?
I definitely slept with the producer. Nice gal. Kept her number. Redhead. You know how I feel about redheads.
And brunettes, if I recall. And blondes, and black hair. Tied up, tied down, multicolored.
Ah, so you've met me. Dirty blonde's my favorite, though. Pull close to him and wrap my arm around his waist, nuzzling his mouth into the place where his chin meets his neck. My mouth, not his nose. Ow! And then gently pressing my fake fangs into his skin.
Ooh.
Oh, the sigh he makes. I could listen to that music for hours. He doesn't let it last too long, pulling me away by the chin and turning a burning, dominating glare on me.
I thought I told you never to call me a dirty blonde. Oh, God. Is this all German? To Fletchen? I'm gonna butcher German if this is German.
We're gonna butcher everything. This is our
I mean, this game's
our
fancy
purpose.
as hell and I like it.
And what you gonna do about it, my lord?
Look at, there's a blush now.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to come up with a suitable punishment later, imp. But first...
With a firm push, he shoves me to arm's length, traveling up and down, taking me in. I'm enjoying the attention until his eyebrow arches in disapproval.
Tell me, dear. You said to dress as vampires, so what insanity's name are you wearing?
I look at Keldrin, in his finest Bela Lugosi couture.
That's twice we had to... Okay, nice.
And down at myself, in tight pants, leather, and exposed skin. I'm not sure I see what the problem is. What? You never see Lost Boys? Modern vampires? Buffy? Vampires these days are all sex appeal.
Oh, Ace. Do you really want to be appealing to the lowest common denominator? Vampires are all about nobility, elegance. How are you going to be dark, devouring apex predator that strikes fear into its prey if they're too busy wondering why you look like a displaced punk rocker from the 80s?
'Cause it's more fun, mon ami. Give them a taste of the dark delights, get them alone, lower their defenses, and then... I bare my teeth, make the scariest face I can, and give him a hiss worthy of Nosferatu himself. They poop themselves. Once things go from flirty to fatal, it doesn't sound nearly as,
What if they have a bite fetish and like the fangs?
Still see that as a win, babe. Come on, Cal. Even dusty old Vlad Dracula had his thing with Mina Harker. Where's your sense of romance?
And what, pray tell, would you know of romance? I think it's Azazel. Azazel.
He shrugs me off and half turns away from me as he says that. He used my full name. That's a bad sign. Usually of trouble. At least the sudden distant look in his face says that it's trouble. Oh, you know, I'm an incubus. We're masters of the romantic arts.
There are some here that would argue with that little bit of trivia.
Oh, how would you argue it, Keldrin? He turns back to me with an infuriating half-smile. That self-satisfied sneer that he wears when he's full self-righteous prick mode. That's bad news. The great wall of Keldrin has fallen back into place.
I'm sure if you think hard enough, you can figure it out.
This is my punishment for the dirty blonde comment, isn't it?
Should we find a place to hide?
Is he ignoring me? He's just gonna turn pissy and then pretend that nothing's
That's almost a swear!
up? Almost. What could he even be getting mad about? Unless... He couldn't be mad about that, right? It was almost 200 years ago. Even Keldrin couldn't hold a grudge that long.
God, the bottom energy here.
I could ask? Nah, I don't want to open old wounds, especially ones that weren't my fault. Or
That
were
were
my
my
fault.
fault.
That's a very different meaning. Maybe a closet for a quick romp?
Quick and dirty. That's how you like it, right?
Something up, Keldrin? You've never complained about quick and dirty before.
No, nothing. Now you know something's wrong.
Yeah, that's a sign that something's up. Nah, I think it's something. Your face is doing that thing where you can't keep up a poker face, so you just try to look real smug.
Accurate.
For a second, Kel looks like he's been caught. Then, he gives an almost carefree shrug, like he's shaking off my accusation.
Just reminded me of a failed affair with the Viennese committees. What? Okay, that's all.
These boys are too fancy for us.
I am incredibly fancy. I don't know what you're talking. Yeah. That's all. That's all. Hiding spots?
I want to press further, but I can't. If I'm right, it's just going to start a fight and ruin our night. If I'm wrong, and it really isn't about me, then it'll just remind him of that night in Bohemia, and it'll still ruin the night. What do you say, divide and conquer? Whoever of us they run into first, we chase them until we find the other.
And make plenty of noise, right?
You know I'm a screamer.
Oof.
Wow. He's subtle.
Entirely subtle.
Nods and takes my hands in his, a kiss against the back. I can't help notice that there's less warmth in his eyes than usual when he does it, despite the tone of his voice indicating otherwise.
Hey, people, if you showed up. Oh, I certainly do. Oh, god damn it. What is with the... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get Google Translate open, and I'm gonna just have these things pronounced to me so I can say them right.
Gute Nacht.
Okay. It's just good night. Cool. Gute night. Gute Nacht. Happy hunting.
He starts to walk into the house, and there's a sudden knot in my stomach, like a premonition. He's a Nephilim. It's an empty house. He can take care of himself, and yet... Kel?
Yes, Ace.
Don't have too much fun without me. I watch him go, but can't shake off that feeling. There's something about these old houses. Restless spirits are nothing we couldn't handle, but ghosts can get weird sometimes. Weird ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Come on, Ace, let's go find a shadow to hide in. Hope Keldrin enjoys whatever he gets up to.
I suspect this is where we choose.
Okay. This is where we choose. Oh, sorry.
Oh, whoops. I was reading it in my head instead of... Just go from here.
Alas, even a millennia of existence can't teach communication. I wonder what they might be hiding from each other. So then, fellow fans of the Phantasmal, here's a choice for you. Whom do you want to follow on this Halloween? Whose innermost thoughts do you want to be in on? Stay with Ace, or peek in on Keldrin? What's your order?
So, does this switch it to me being the narrator?
I think so.
If we...
And the website says to pick Keldrin if you haven't played DUFE.
So, I guess we're playing Keldrin?
Guess so.
I wander the house, admiring the architecture and wondering if there's any thrones or large chairs I can lounge upon. That would be best, if I'm going to present as a terrifying vampire for these interlopers. They'd see me and be filled with primal fear at the apex predator before them. Yes. Or, at the very least, it would make me feel important, something I am very much not feeling right now. My heart is not entirely into this game anymore, though I want to try for Ace's sake. I just wish he hadn't said what he did. I don't like being reminded of that humiliation. Whatever was I thinking? He's an incubus. I shouldn't have. I find my way into a dining room, thinking that perhaps there would be a suitable chair for lounging dangerously, and happen to find an unexpected incubus sitting on the table, as if he owns the place. Ace, are you following me?
You know what they say, never hide in a spooky old house while you're fighting.
We're not fighting. We're perfectly fine. Now go hide before they get here.
You're a bad liar, Kel.
Do you want me to show you how fine we are? I can if you'd like. I approach the table and pin one of Ace's wrists to it, wrapping my other arm around his waist. They're not even... They're just right there. I didn't want to be reminded of that night in Bohemia, but right now I really don't want him to see how bothered I am. It's a matter of pride.
You go right ahead, Kel.
I press a soft kiss against his mouth. Oh, this is just right into it. Not a long one, but a teasing taste of what's to come. As I pull away, he gives a playful struggle against my embrace and grins.
Stuff like this is why I love you.
I knew you were gonna do it. What? Did he just... Who the hell are you?
Baby, it's me, Ace.
No, you aren't. Whatever you are, you just gave the game away.
That is unfortunate, Keldranon.
The thing in my arms morphs, his form blurring for a moment before reasserting as a doppelganger of myself. I see myself in desaturated colors, save for the vibrant, almost glowing eyes. I immediately pull away. I guess you're still gonna be them?
I guess so. I can't quite match your broody tone. Come now, Keldranon. Are you saying you aren't enough for a narcissist? Oh my goodness. Not enough of a narcissist for this to be one of your dearest fantasies?
Even if I were to have a quick snog with my own doppelganger, I'd prefer to have made introductions first.
I am amenable to that. I am the spirit of this house, trapped here since my death and wandering the hallways alone for all eternity. But for the occasional guest.
And your name?
Long since forgotten to the mists of time. My apologies. Unlike you, Keldranon, Aurelius von Galen, spawn of the morning star, even without delving into your mind, as I have been since you set foot in my domain, every supernatural entity knows your fame.
I am so very glad that my father's reputation precedes me, and even happier to hear that you've been reading my mind without permission.
I apologize. I should have remained at arm's length, as you prefer.
Are you sure you don't want to turn back into Ace? You certainly have his sharp tongue. The spirit dismounts from the table and begins to pace the room, a little like a predator attempting to spook its prey, but I'm not about to be cowed by that.
Not that I blame you, Keldranon. Such lineage, it is no wonder no creature can truly get close to you. Humans fear and worship you for your heavenly blood. The angels see only the blood of Lucifer within you and fear of rebellion. And the demons only see your heavenly allegiance and despise you. When your human mother passed, how many gave you the love you seeked?
No one. I had become self-sufficient, and so I did. I don't see what it matters to you, spirit.
Yes. Self-sufficient, self-assured, cold.
He is really trying his best to get a rise out of me. Laughable, really. It'll take more than a... Loquacious?
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 I think it's loquacious.
Spirit out for Hallows Eve. Out for Hallows Eve kicks to get through to me. A good try. But you'll have to work a little harder than that. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna find Ace so we can figure out what to do with you. Auf Wiedersehen. No? Wiedersehen? Geist. Auf Wieder... damn it! I feel like I should be able to pronounce these. My last name is German. I leave the others behind me as I go search for Ace, and he doesn't appear to follow. He barely moves, simply following me with his eyes as I leave the dining room. It's unnerving, yes, but it doesn't seem dangerous, yet. I found myself stopped in one of the staircases leading up to the top floor, staring down the stairwell. I'm not bothered by what this spirit said, but it's left me contemplative. It's dark down there, a yawning, vast blackness. As I stare at it, I absent-mindedly run my hand along the top of my head. There was once a halo there, long since lost. I've been in danger of falling from grace for a long time, hanging by a thread. That vast darkness, that's waiting for me if I ever lose that grip. I am not my father. I am not Lucifer.
Do you believe yourself capable of speaking a lie into existence? Or are you speaking to the whispers in the dark, the voice that calls to you in your darkest moments?
I don't think I asked for your opinion, Geist. He melts out of thin air next to me at the banister, staring down into the same darkness. He's changed back into Ace's form, and his expression is no longer taunting but sympathetic.
It cannot be easy, living within the shadow cast by such a glorious, brilliant light. To worry about the comparison to one's progenitor is a hard task for most, but you, a monumental undertaking.
But I have made my way and made my own name. Once I was simply Calderon. Damn it! Keldran. Now I am Keldran Aurelius von Galen. Even if heaven does not entirely trust me yet, I have the Almighty's support, and that's good enough.
I would imagine that it is lonely at the top.
That I cannot deny. Rare is the man or woman who can completely comprehend my life.
Rare to the point of being almost unique, you would say, Keldranon, one singular person.
I feel an almost nostalgic warmth within my heart as I see Ace's face. In my heart as I see Ace's face ever since we met in... Oh my god. I love the dialogue, but these big words that I have to read. Bacchanal? In the Roman countryside, we've kept running into each other. After a while, it started to become intentional. Ace, the one and only person.
And yet, that wall you constructed between you and Azazel, why is that? The one and only person who can potentially understand you, and you lock him out.
A shot of ice enters my heart. I don't want to talk about this, but there's something strangely comforting about this spirit. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like I can talk to him. It was an evening in Prague. We were attending the premiere of Mozart's Don Giovanni. It was an exceptionally lovely night. I don't know if I'd intended to say it, but... And the memory comes in, as it has so many times in the past 200 years. A starry night sky overhead as Ace is looking more handsome than I'd ever seen him. I admitted what I'd known for a long time. At that point, that I was in love with him. He did not take it well. That is an understatement. He had looked terrified. Not exactly the emotion one would hope when they tell the object of their affection the true depths of your feelings. He ran away, fled into the night. That was 1787, and I didn't see him again until 1859. He didn't exactly apologize, but he did admit to being drawn to me. Things went back to the way they had been.
Not exactly the way they had been, correct, Keldranon? It remains a tear in the relationship, one that has yet to be mended.
It's not as though I haven't wanted to broach the subject, but it shouldn't be my job. It should be Ace's. He should have known that we couldn't just go back to the way things were. I don't have to tell him I still ache from that rejection. We are as good as we can be, for the moment.
Or very powerfully, yes. Have you never thought of forcing the matter?
If I told him he had to apologize, it wouldn't mean the same thing. He has to figure it out himself. I'm not going to help. There are other ways I could force the matter, such as ancient magic, but nothing I would use on Ace. If you don't mind, mein Geist, I think I want to be left alone. I want to be alone for the moment, but thank you for giving me an ear.
Kor, Keldranon.
He gives me an encouraging smile, and I find myself smiling back. Perhaps the spirit, that trick from earlier notwithstanding, isn't quite so bad. I bid him farewell with a wave and continue my journey through the house, no longer wishing to find Ace. Moving from room to room, I eventually find a bedroom. I swear I catch a mild hint of Ace's scent in the air as I move inside, sitting down on the bed. My weight makes creases in the sheets, and I trace them. Ace and I would do this. Most people sit on beds. Ace and I would do this on days when we were relaxed in bed together.
Look, he doesn't know how most people act. It's very
That's
novel
true.
to him.
We've already proven that he's up at the top and no one is on his level.
Yeah, so he's like, this very quaint action, yes, I do
No
this.
one ever does this.
But I
Me.
do, and so does Ace.
And if anyone else does it, they're just copying me. What's wrong with me? I've always been able to compartmentalize these thoughts before. Why are they all flooding in at once? Have things come to some sort of head?
Drew you to this place, Keldranon, searching for the light of happier times.
I suppose. I wish I could understand what was going through his mind. Was it no or not yet? I jump slightly as I feel the spirit's hand on my own. Yet, in Ace's form as he is, I cannot resist him as much as I'd like.
Maybe, Keldranon, that the answer to that may lie in why Azazel set his eyes on you in the first place.
Excuse me?
Do you not find it strange that a demon found you, the son of Lucifer, and struck up a relationship with you? Have you never questioned that?
I have no need to question it. Ace hates Lucifer. He told me as much any time the subject is brought up. Not that it's brought up much. I have no need to question it. There we go. Ace hates Lucifer. He told me as much any time the subject is brought up. Not that it's brought up much.
And how did Azazel get out of Judale? Certainly not on his own power. He is an incubus of incredible persuasion? I don't know what that means. But even he could not have made his way from the great desert prison on his own power.
How do you know? Oh my god, I must be... How do you know about Dundale? Nope, that's not Dundale. Dudale? Yeah.
Change the subject, Keldranon. How did Azazel escape?
I've never asked. We did not have a word for it in the old days. The ways that memories of Dudale make him freeze and conjure nightmares. These days they call it PTSD. And out of respect, I try not to trigger it.
Then you wouldn't know about the deal he made with Lucifer to escape.
The shard of ice that had earlier buried itself suddenly breaks free and strikes through my veins, leaving my entire body feeling cold. On one hand, I have no reason to believe this spirit. On the other hand, my father is the only being with the power to pull anyone from that wretched place.
Lucifer only asked for something small, a single kiss, one that Azazel gave very willingly to your father.
I find that hard to believe. A lie, at the moment. I'm trying to steel myself, not let my emotions break through.
Tell me, was it before or after Dudale that you and Azazel crossed paths?
We'd run into each other from time to time, but it was after that we were properly introduced.
Yes, it was, wasn't that? And do you really think that that was nothing more than a coincidence?
We happened to be at the same wine-sodden in the Mediterranean countryside. It doesn't get any more coincidental than that.
Or maybe he had gone looking for you, Keldranon, to get a taste of that which he had tasted before. The glory of his savior from Perdition's
Perditions, yeah.
void.
Would you speak plainly, Geist? I understand what he's trying to say, but I refuse to be the one to state it aloud.
Do you really think that he was drawn to you? Or was he drawn to the man he saw in you?
I thought the man that was in him was Ace.
Oh. So he's drawn to himself. I see.
Me, of course. Who wouldn't? I say it with confidence, but inside my heart has begun to race. What does my mind feel like it's been filled with? Why does my mind feel like it's been filled with fog? I don't want to entertain this thought or the path that it leads down.
I wish the background saturation was lower to match the rest of the art. It's very.
But the backgrounds are really nice still.
The backgrounds are nice.
Yeah.
They just
I really love the dialogue box too.
Yes.
It's really nice and fancy.
Yes. Just the background's color balance don't quite match everything else. Anyway, an all-encompassing sense of pride, striking physical beauty, power, what parts of you that Azazel is attracted to are not stolen from your father.
Dress sense, for one. My father was always too gaudy. And if I've seen Lucifer enough, then yeah.
Do not think you can use your... I know that word, but I don't know how to say it.
Just skip over it.
Wit to escape from this Keldronon. You can see it in your mind's eye, can you not? Azazel, embraced by Lucifer, as he was pulled from Dudel. Back on Earth, Azazel believes that this freedom is what he wanted. Yet, as the years go by, he remembers that embrace and wants to return to it. A cervic, okay. Then he finds you. He has a way of tasting it once again, even if it's in a diminished form.
I've long since pulled my hand away and balled it into a fist. As hard as his words are to believe, it's harder to convince myself when the spirit has Ace's form. Would he ever try to do that? Fond of nonsense, are you, mein Geist?
And from there, it is so easy to understand why he was filled with dread when you bared your heart and soul to him.
I'd prefer not to hear it.
You told him that you loved him, and all that was running through his mind was how much he wished that it was your father saying it.
I told you to stop. I throw my hand out and a smite bursts forth, golden energy arcing from my hand towards the spirit, who easily dodges out of the way. The sympathetic look has vanished from his face as he reappears against a nearby wall. It's replaced by a cold, cruel look, and once more he has taken my form. My own visage glares hatefully back at me.
Temper, Keldronon. I suppose that is one of the other things you share, though it is possible that it is not one of the things that drew Azazel to you.
How perceptive of you.
The afterlife helped me see things as they are, freed of any clouded preconceptions. And you, blinded as you are by your own pride, cannot understand the truth of your predicament.
And what exactly is that?
That he could never love you. Not when he has already had your father. Not when his body already belonged to the Lord Emperor of... You think your father has never tasted the flesh of his most beloved incubus before? Tell me, Keldronon, how does it feel to know that you inherited your own father's...
Silence. I don't let him finish the sentence. There is no elegance, no nuance in this smite I lay upon him. It's just a wild burst of holy energy that causes the whole room to shake, and with that, the spirit is gone. Or so I think.
Ma, Keldronon, you do have quite the temper. But I'm afraid our little game is now over. I can be in more than one place within this house, but there's somewhere else I must keep my attention focused at the moment.
His voice echoes in my mind before I feel his presence fade. My mind clears almost instantaneously, bringing with it a horrible realization. The way that I found it so easy to talk to him, how my emotions felt out of control, even the fog that seemed to steal upon my mind. I know what this was. An incubus feeds on sexual energy, but if he starves, he collapses into a singularity, a black hole of voracious appetites. Or, to use a specific term, a wraith, a disembodied emotional vampire. How strange of him, though, to not even attempt feeding on me, given how my emotional state was, unless it was not about feeding upon me, but keeping me apart from his true target. Given that his aim was to consume enough life force to regain his physical form, what could be more appropriate than a rival incubus? Ace! With no hesitation, I make haste to the bowels of the house, knowing this wraith. There's no doubt that he was trying to keep us as far apart as possible.
I like this angle.
Yeah, the angle's really nice. I like the lighting.
Yeah.
I can only hope I'm not too late. Ace has no emotional fortitude, so if that spirit was trying to rile me, it would have no trouble at all getting to Ace. Hold on, you beautiful idiot. I'll be there soon. Deep within the lowest levels of the house, I find a long hallway ending in ornate double doors. I steel myself for battles and throw them open. This chapel seems to have been not touched in decades, aside from the two figures against the wall behind the altar, Ace and my spectral doppelganger. The other me has Ace forced against a wall, fangs buried into his neck as he feeds on him. Ace looks up at me as I move into the room, unable to fight back, but with an exhausted look of fear etched into his features. He's pale, far too pale. How long has this wraith been feeding on him? It doesn't matter. I will end this charade now. Charade now, and take back what is mine. I raise a hand, ready to smite the evil spirit into oblivion.
I really would not do that, Keldronon.
His voice echoes in my mind, insufferably smug. Of course you wouldn't. If it were your choice, I would stand here and let you drain Ace dry. That is not going to happen.
Before you smite me, take this into consideration, Keldronon. How strong do you think Azazel looks right now? How much of his energy do you think I have drained?
Bright lights, can I stop them?
Yes, it's a good question. No. Doesn't look like it.
Get to the point, spirit.
If you smite me, it will hit him as well. Do you think he's strong enough to survive? Or will you be sending him straight to the depths of the inferno with me?
I hate to admit it, but he has a point. I don't lower my hand, but I cease charging the smite, just for a moment. It will not be pleasant for you if I have to physically pry your form away.
I am a spectral entity, Keldronon. The moment Azazel opened himself up to me, I attached myself like a leech and began to feed on him. You could no more toss me off than you could one of his limbs. While that connection might not be easy for you, it was child's play for someone such as myself. Azazel found it quite refreshing to share with me all of his insecurities, anger, and his sorrow. I took it all. Does that make you jealous?
I bite the desire to snap back. Does
Snipe.
he have a gun?
He's got snipers in the basement.
I have
ready.
to keep my control. To let myself rise to his taunts again will do Ace no good. Ace no good who is getting weaker by the minute. What must I do?
There is one thing that you could do to save him. Invoke the Pactum Infernum, call on your father's blood and give him an unbreakable command. Despite his weakness, he would push his body past breaking to free himself.
He sees the way my face twitches as he says this. Though he's only been communicating me through telepathy. Through telepathy. The mouth attached to Ace's neck. Ace's neck twists in a cruel grin.
Oh, but did you promise him you would never do that, did you not? Oh, I read that wrong. You would never break his trust. But if you do that, would it not be so easy to mold him into whatever you want? You'd have the perfect lover.
For a moment, the thought actually does cross my mind. Not to change him, but just tweak him a little, to create an ideal version of Ace. It would be so easy after all. Don't do it!
Yeah, that's a bad idea, buddy.
It would be the easiest thing in the world. I refuse. Ace is frustrating, infuriating, horrible little gremlin. And if he weren't, I wouldn't be as crazy about him as I am. Good boy.
That's a good boy. You love-struck fool. These are your only choices to keep him from becoming a shade trapped within this place. Either you must smite him and send him to where Lucifer will punish him most grievously, or break your greatest promise to him and lose his trust forever. Ah, but hurry. He does not have long left before he is drained dry.
Outwardly, I keep a handle on my composure, but inwardly, I fume at my own impotence. I have been struck with a Morton's fork? Two possible roads that both lead to the same regrettable result. I lose Ace. Except, there's a third tie to this fork. His mention of the pact sparks a memory of our earlier conversation, whispers from the dark. The pact is not the only connection I have with Lucifer. Since I was a child, in the darkest hours of nights, I've heard his voice calling out to me. Ah! No! I accidentally hit! Clicked! Okay. But I've always thought it only went one way. You do give me an idea, Wraith. You have a name, don't you?
Oh, do not think I will surrender such information, Keldronon. A gambler need not sacrifice anything when he has already won.
Oh, I don't have to ask you. I have a line with someone with intimate knowledge of every single demon who has ever walked the plains. I can just ride the connection backward into my father's mind to skim it off. The Wraith's lip frowns against Ace's neck, and I see a flash of panic in his eyes. Good. He should be scared of me.
You would not dare. Dive into the Morning Star's mind and risk submerging in his vast essence and drowning. You would lose yourself to become nothing more than an extension of his will. You would do that for this man?
He's not just any man. His name is Azazel, my friend, my partner, and my constant companion through the ages. What I do for love, Wraith. Now hold tight, Ace. I'll be right back to save you. I close my eyes and concentrate, reaching out into my mind. Somewhere in the recesses of my thoughts is a doorway, and all I have to do is reach out and open it. Darkness pours forth, cold and ravenous. Without hesitation, I walk through. I'm swallowed by the shadows. I'm aware first of the oppressive darkness and a cold so deep and intense that though I'm only here within my mind, I can feel it tearing at my flesh. This is my father in his purest form. I feel him everywhere. As I reach into his knowledge and begin to search through his personal catalog of every demon, I feel the whispers begin once again.
Keldron, come on, give in. Let yourself submerge.
I ignore it and focus on the names. I hold the taste of the Wrath's magic in my mind as I discard those that don't fit. Birth, Folkor, Vepr, Wrong.
I like the runes coming in and out.
Yeah, those are nice.
Cool. You cannot ignore this. You cannot ignore me. I am your destiny, Keldron.
Shut up! My mind begins to cloud. I cannot stop. Ace is relying on me. If I lose myself here, then he dies. Vural, Gremory, stole us. All wrong. I can't find the one that matches, and already I'm starting to feel fatigued, having to hold my father at bay.
Wouldn't it be easier to just lay back and let the shadows claim you?
I told you to shut up!
Yes, but
No.
I'm ignoring you.
My words do not echo. Instead, smothered in the darkness, the wraith was right. I'm being subsumed. Fornius, wrong. My sight swims. The darkness taking a blurred edge. Shax, wrong. Fatigue and numbness steals across me. Malthus, still wrong.
You can't hold me back forever, son.
He's right. I could give in. I would lose myself, but I could request clemency for Ace. Lucifer would gladly save him. He likes deals my body for Ace's safety. That painful memory crosses my mind once again. Ace's face falling into fear as I bare my heart to him. My heart breaks again, just as it did all those years ago. And yet, there's something bittersweet about it. I also recall years and years of smiles, tears, angry fights, and nights of passion. And so much laughter, so many memories that I hold dear to my heart. And the more I focus upon them, the more that the darkness retreats. Ah, this is something you aren't fond of, is it, Father? The fact that I would sacrifice myself for him. Complete selflessness, empathy. It's poison to you.
I am eternal, boy. Your poison can only hold fast against me for so long.
True, but I can hold you back long enough to get what I need. Clutching my memories of Ace close like a talisman, I continue to search through the names, feeling Lucifer beating against my shield. For each attack he makes, a memory slips away, but I pull a new one up.
You think you are the only one who can shield your mind, Keldrin? Where do you think you got that trick from?
I feel his knowledge of the demons fall into shadow. Damn it, I was so close. But he's not got me in checkmate, and I have a gambit yet to play yet. I concentrate, reaching for a memory more treasured than most. One night, in Ming Emperor's court, Ace turning to me with a smile I'd never seen on his face before. I knew then he would become an eternally treasured companion. The night I fell, if not from grace, then for him. Light.
Light.
The memory isn't so much a light in the dark as it is a balm of sunlight. Lucifer's presence is almost obliterated from the area, and I can peruse,
yeah.
his catalog of demons in peace. With a momentary lull, I finally find the name. Valak. My father retaliates with a rush of shadow, using his will to completely eclipse all the light I could possibly send at him. He's going to drown me, destroy me, and piece everything back together later to use as his puppet. But he's too late. I have what I came for. I pull free from his mind, retreat back down the connection as he crashes his will down. The door slams closed on his scream of frustration as I open my eyes. Well, now.
It's nice that these two have just waited for you here.
Yeah, he just politely waited. Well,
yeah,
now.
He's like, okay, I'll let you do that.
I believe we have unfinished business, Valak. His eyes widen in a way that's incredibly satisfying. After an entire night of him running rings around me, the panic I'm seeing is an indulgence that I could bathe in for hours. But Ace is fading fast.
Wait, do not do this. I just wanted form once again. You do not understand the torment I dealt with, flitting around this house waiting for victims with no other recourse.
So, to soothe your pain, you tried to take away someone I cherish over everything else in the world. You'll excuse me if I don't find any sympathy for you. Demon, I speak thy name and bind thy will, Valak. Thou shalt release Azazel and be bound in place. Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
He pulls away from Ace, who falls against the wall, barely able to hold himself up, but still alive.
Oh. Valak. We'll just cut off the rest of the sentence.
You said it yourself, didn't you, Valak? Lucifer isn't happy to see failures back in hell. I can imagine how displeased he'll be to see such a magnificent failure back in his realm.
Keldronon, he will annihilate my soul. There will be nothing left of me. Please, have mercy.
Have this. Middle finger. He struggles desperately against the pack, to no avail. The fear in his eyes is primal, and it brings a smile to my face. You tried to take the man that I care about more than my own life away from me. With all due respect, Valak, kindly go fuck yourself.
I mean, that's pretty much what you said.
I'm exhausted from battling within my father's mind, but I still have energy for this. I feel the angelic might within me ignite with righteous anger. I call upon the heavenly light, smite your ruination upon this soul, that he may be cast back into the infernal domain from whence he came. Yeah. Fancy.
Oh, fancy.
I hold my hand out, and the smite goes out like a burst of a shotgun. Each pellet of energy blows a hole into his form, growing and consuming Valak as he burns away until there's nothing left but an echoing, futile scream.
Kel was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I fucking know it. Kiss me.
Okay, then I might pass out.
Let it never be said that I do not have a terrific sense for the dramatic.
How about you come over here and give me,
As he tries to leave his perch, his eyes suddenly roll back in his head as he trips forward, collapsing towards the ground. I rush forward, catching him and holding him close. In my arms, he doesn't move, he doesn't speak, and as I wrap myself around him, I wonder if everything I have done, after everything I have done, was I too late?
Well, it looks like our heroes triumphed against Valak, and just in the nick of time, too. Ace was a few minutes away from being nothing more than a silent shade. But you don't really expect such a bittersweet ending from this tale, do you? I'm sure Ace will be fine. Though you still have to ask, what will these two do now?
I mean, we know what they're gonna do now.
Yeah. He needs to rest first, okay? You saw Valak lay bare Keldron's own insecurities, a favor he had done for Ace as well. Will this be the push they need to get out of their heads, or will they retreat deeper? That's for me to find out.
I think that is innuendo!
Nah. And all of you to observe, but I believe we've spent enough time in my friend Keldrick's head for one evening. Knowing how much he values his privacy, we shall accompany Ace for now. Grab some popcorn, my cadaverous cohorts, and let's see what the denouement has in store. Everything's dark. My brain feels like it's doing a doggy paddle against a current. And losing. I remember the Wraith and Keldron. Am I dead?
Ace. Azazel.
Hang on. Busy being dead. My full name. I must be in trouble. My eyelids feel heavy. So hard to open them.
Ace, please, talk to me.
Finally, I feel my eyelids budge, and a hazy vision appears in front of me. Keldron, with a look on his face that's unfamiliar. I've never seen him look so scared, or so worried. Never seen that wall of his crumble to dust like this. Hey, handsome. Funny meeting you here. Sensation slowly comes back to the rest of my body. Feels like pins and needles. Kind of like when you sit on your leg too long. And, even through the pins and needles, I feel Keldron's arms around me. He's holding on to me like I'm some kind of precious treasure.
Of all the... You almost die, and the first thing out of your mouth is a joke.
How else were you gonna know it was me and not another one of Valak's tricks? Keldron's eyes widen, and then he smiles. Not a smirk, not one of his smug little grins, just this gentle, relieved smile. It's gotta be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Aww.
Yeah, I his tail.
Aww.
His arms pull me close, pressing my face into his chest. It sends a shiver down my spine, a warm, amazing shiver. It hits me. Wraiths aren't inherently powerful. They manipulate insecurities. The only reason he was able to almost kill the two of us was that we let things get this bad. I get the feeling something similar is going through his head. He never betrays much emotion, but I can feel his arms shaking. I nuzzle into him, drinking this in. The soft way he breathes trembles. And the strength of his arms around me, he's so unguarded. I feel happy right now. Happier than I have in centuries. Not bad for a night where I almost got eaten. I feel Keldron's arms loosen as he kisses the top of my head.
And how do you know I'm not one of Valak's tricks, Ace?
'Cause you smell right.
Is the axe? No.
Yeah, it's the axe.
And what exactly do I smell like, mein Teufel? I need. Okay, if I ever do this again, I'm gonna go and look up German and other things like that, and I'll be fine.
Being held like Keldron's very own damsel in distress makes it so easy to bathe in his pheromones. Ode to Keldron. Cinnamon, brandy, a little bit of bergamot.
I don't think I'm wearing any cologne at the moment.
Not cologne, just your scent. It's the most comforting thing in the world. I pulled just a little bit out of his embrace so I can look into that gorgeous face of his. Guilt is mixed in with the gentle expression he wears. Is he guilty because he didn't shower this morning?
I'm sorry that you had to see me use a pact on another demon. Me using my father's power is not something I'd want you to witness.
But that saved us, right? That look is still in his eyes, though. Where's it coming from? Did Valak say, or what did Valak say to him?
You don't see any of him in me, do you? All of my pride, my vices, all of my power. When you look at me, do you ever see Lucifer?
There it is again. An unfamiliar expression on those chiseled cheekbones. Is Keldron Aurelius von Galen actually being timid? What happened, Kel?
Valak told me about how you were freed from Dudale and what my father made you do. Why didn't you tell me about the kiss?
There's a second of panic before I realize that Valak didn't tell him the whole truth about my escape from Dudale, and then a wave of disgust as I remember that day. Because I don't like remembering it? Your pops wanted a sign that I'd be a loyal little demon, and I gave it to him. Did not enjoy it. All. Come on. Exactly what did Valak say?
You only chose me out of the crowd because I reminded you of Lucifer, like some sort of consolation prize. You couldn't have the Lord of Light, so you went after the prince instead.
There's a wry sort of smile, as though he's saying it aloud to help him realize how dumb his thought is. It's good to see him being a little self-deprecating for one. Kel, absolutely not. You ever reminded me of that self-righteous...
I think that's supposed to be never.
Yeah, that's a typo there. And I'd ghost... Or wait. Or... Hang on, okay, we took up a dad. You ever reminded me of him? And I'd... Okay. Yeah. It's right. It's just kind of awkward.
Okay.
It's just because there's no if at the start.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Which fits the character, but it makes the sentence a little awkward. We're good. I'd ghost you. Faster than a grinder hookup. good to hear the laugh that comes out of him when I say that, and it's even better to see him smile again. That's the Keldrin I know. Listen, Lucifer, with his whole rebellion and the fall, he talks a big game about it being for humanity, but really, just a big narcissistic temper tantrum. Okay, yeah, you're a narcissist too, but you're good, Kel, the good kind. You're noble. That's something your old man just doesn't have.
As always, a silver tongue on you, Ace.
Not a silver tongue if it's true.
And it's the truth. And it's a truth I needed to hear.
You know, Kel, while we're apologizing for stuff,
Yes, yes.
don't sound so eager. I imagine I've got the same guilty expression on my face as well. Here I am, cradled in his arms all this while, and only now I'm getting embarrassed. I never, apologize for Bohemia, the premiere of Don Giovanni, when you told me that you...
That I loved you?
Oh wow, you say it so easily. The smile fades a little, and I can feel myself wince, almost wishing I hadn't brought this up. Yeah, that. I'm sorry I kind of vanished after.
That could have been a mortal offense back then. Yeah, mortal. I said that right. If I was a less forgiving man. Why do I keep hitting the wrong button?
Let me explain, alright? Kel's head tilts quizzically to the side, and the corners of his lips move just a bit upward. A good sign, probably. But before I can say anything, he interrupts.
I do understand, Ace. I'm not that hurt anymore, I promise. It's been over a century after all. Really, bitch? Come on, don't.
Yeah, you were that hurt. You were moping about it earlier.
Brooding. Literally brooding.
Keldrin, your poker face is usually better than that. Either you're not trying hard enough to sell that lie, or you're doing it on purpose to mess with me.
You're an incubus. I'm not surprised that commitment scared you. It's to be expected from someone of your kind, to expect that you share the same feelings as me, that you could share the same feelings. That was foolish.
He's being so cold. Did I make a mistake trying to apologize for this? Well, too bad. He's just gonna have to sit there and listen to it. Do you really think I ghosted you for most of a century because I have intimacy issues? His face falls a little. Darn it, I wish he'd just let me apologize already.
We are the stuff of the divine. We do not do anything in half measures. We full ass. We don't half ass. I knew what I was getting into with an incubus. I thought we could be something more, but I was mistaken. It's fine. I still cherish your friendship and companionship, even if I don't have...
Keldrin! Enough of the wounded pride pity party. Just let me talk! This isn't about me being scared of caring for you, because I already do. I care about you so much. It hurts to even think about it. So much. This much. Just, you're part angel. I'm a demon. No matter how I feel about you, Kel, I do feel really, really strongly for you. I worry it's how it's gonna end. Is heaven gonna send down Michael to smite you for consorting with me? Is me being with you gonna cause you to fall? I mean, I don't care what happens to me. Cast me into Dudale again for all I care. But I don't want anything to happen to you.
Aw, they don't want the other one to die.
How sweet. His face, which had shifted back to a mask of angry disbelief when I interrupted him, now looked more apologetic. Now looks more like apologetic realization. Until tonight, I don't think he realized how much I'd hurt him. I don't think I realized. And even if it doesn't excuse me cutting him off for so long, I think he's realizing that he wasn't the only person who was in pain. He closes his eyes and his hand strokes at my cheek. No words, but I think this is how he's saying that he forgives me. A little pet. I
That-
forgive you.
That still sounds like intimacy issues to me.
If my arms were cooperating with me, I'd give him a good-natured punch to the arm for that. But the way he says it, even if though he's teasing, I can tell he understands. I'll just have to settle on my usual fallback.
Silver tongue? Just say fluff. Fluff.
Yeah, and fluffy you too, Mr. Great Wall of Keldrin. Though, I guess you could open yourself up for the first time in a millennia, and the person you open up to spends the 1800s ghosting you. It's not gonna help.
I have never been one for whom openness is easy, Ace. But it's time we stopped hiding, wouldn't you say? Not from heaven and hell, but from each other.
The look on his face is one I've seen before, but it's not usually one he lets me see. It's so fleeting. Though that I'm not sure I actually saw it. But sure enough, here it is. His mouth in a relaxed smile, his eyelids closed just by a little bit. The kind of look that lets you know that you are cherished on a level most people can't comprehend. I'm an incubus, and it makes me blush. I want to say the words. I want to say them back. Keldrin, Oof, I'm choking. They're sitting right into my throat and they're not coming out. I'm just gonna spit the words into your shoulder. A smooch!
A kiss! Pretty effects here, too. It's
Got
cute.
the bokeh lights.
Super cute. Super gay.
He moves in close and I feel his mouth on mine. It's one of those big, fantastic, movie-style kisses. The camera is moving around us in circles and the string section of the orchestra is going crazy. I feel it. This kiss is so emotional and intimate that I feel the channel opening for me to feed on Kel's energy. And I sense his consent. He wants me to do this. So I oblige. I hold him close and slowly feed on his energy, drinking deep and slow. I let myself be warmed by Kel's affections, and soon enough I feel the strength come back to my limbs enough to be able to stand. I pull away from the kiss, and Kel looks at me, puzzled.
Say the words.
You can do it! I believe in you!
Is that enough for you?
Yeah. You're still weak from dealing with that friendly guy.
That friendly guy! Yep.
I can walk now, but I won't say no to being supported in those big, strong arms of yours.
Yeah. Gun show. No. Azazel?
Yeah.
I love you. And I will wait as long as I can for you to be comfortable saying it back to me.
What am I supposed to say to that? Is he trying to turn my face the shade of a ripe tomato? 'Cause it's sure working.
If you'd like to make a joke to ruin the moment, you have my permission.
That cocky grin on his face. I am gonna make this man pay for that later tonight. I mean, I was gonna point out that it makes no sense that we're both dressed as vampires, but it was Valak the Great and Stupid who was trying to suck on both of us.
I am dressed as a vampire. You, as I said before, are dressed like some kind of has-been hair rocker.
I am a sexy vampire. I lure in unsuspecting, willowy heroines and hapless twinks with my abs, and then I suck the blood out of their necks.
Oh, I don't doubt that you'll be sucking something.
Lost Boys. When we get back to your place, we're watching it.
I don't fraternize with those kinds of vampires. They're far beneath me.
And so, we continue to bicker like this the whole way back. I can't lie, but something feels different now. Like the cloud that had been hanging over us had dissolved. That's because you talk to each other.
Yeah,
Amazing, isn't it?
Talking?
Wow!
I want to just say something while we're here. Talking is incredibly important in all relationships. That's friendships, dating. Talking is important. You know what else is important? Therapy. Anyways.
But not ghost therapy.
Not ghost therapy. I do not recommend ghost therapy.
No. Maybe it's because I feel like Kel's finally forgiving my mistake. Maybe it's because he understands that I may not be able to say it, but I do cherish him. I don't know. But maybe, life or death situation or no, a little bit of good came out of getting attacked by Valak. I'm not gonna complain about it. Never mind. I guess he says ghost therapy. Good.
Yeah.
And you almost die.
I also have realized how against you are swearing throughout this whole game. Like, I didn't realize how deeply there were parts where you were in pain.
Yes. We arrive back at the entrance to find it's still empty, and the lack of any loudmouth reality ghost show hunters anywhere. Huh. Guess they never showed up.
Pans over to a room where they're all destroyed. Their equipment's litter everything, and there's only, like, t-shirts and stuff left on the ground.
Time to get some free merch.
What a disappointment. Do you think they came and left while we were dealing with Valak?
Nah. That guy led us through the whole house. We would have run into them at some point.
What shall we do now, then? Seems like a waste to have our Halloween taken up with tricks but no treats. Oh. What is this music? Hello, music.
Yeah, we're getting jazzy. I move closer and slip one hand around his waist, while my tail coils around one of his wrists. Is he playing dumb, or is he waiting for me to say it?
Is this getting spicy? Is this getting more spicy?
Well, I'm more than happy to give some treats, sweetie.
Well, sweets treaty could also be... No. Oh, and what kind of delicacies do you have to... Oh my god. Oh, and what kind of delicacies do you have on offer?
Why don't we find a bed, and I'll let you peruse the menu.
And what if Spectre and Spectres show up and find us in a flagrant delicato? Oh god.
Yeah, you just keep tripping over those words, buddy. If they aren't cowards, they'll join us in the, that thing that you just tried to say.
Oh my god.
His Keldra gently takes my hand in his and leads me into the house to find some place he can ravish me until I'm numb. I smile to myself. Maybe I can't say it out loud yet.
I didn't realize how high my camera was the whole time. You just had my forehead the entire stream. Why did no one I wasn't looking at the chat anyways.
And there, my devilishly delightful
thank you.
Is where we will let the curtain of modesty fall on our
We don't want to
story
get banned
tonight.
from we don't want to get banned from Twitch. We already might be risky.
Are you disappointed we stop here? I'm afraid it's not quite that kind of story, though I assure you that your imagination cannot cover just how wild their antics truly are, friends. I don't know. My friends can have some crazy imaginations.
Yep.
Fear. I said at the beginning of this tale that it was about fear. And this fear can come from the outside, and I fear the chat, who are all screaming for, not a black screen. From the same ghosts and ghoulies, we frighten ourselves with on this night of 1,000 spirits.
Only 1,000 spirits? I would think there would be millions.
Yeah, just 1,000.
Okay.
Only there's like a queue. Only 1,000 are allowed in the room at once for fire regulations.
That's fair, and because of COVID, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you gotta socially distance your spirits. Yeah. Or it can come from within, the fear of opening our doors and letting someone else trespass into the deepest sanctum of our souls. Poetic, right? There's a reason God chose me to be his ghostwriter. But if we let either either kind of fear overwhelm us, it's liable to eat us up. For Kelton and Ace, that was a pretty literal threat, wouldn't you say? Get over your fears about yourself and each other, or get eaten up by an angry ghost. They got their happy ending, though, on tonight of all nights, when the celestial and the infernal and the spectral all collide with unknowing human world. What better reward could there be for victory over the things that go bump in the night than for a Nephilim and an Incubus to have a happy evening together? Perhaps you disagree? Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinions. For now, I bid a good night, a happy Halloween, and an adieu to the ghosts, the dreamers, and the lovers out there on this moonlit night. What are you, Izzy? A ghost, a dreamer, or a lover out there?
I think I was all of them at once.
Oh, wow. Congrats. Oh, and just remember, I'm always watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making
That's all.
sure. Just making
I'm
sure.
just watching.
I don't see anyone. We're good. And here come the credits.
Woo!
If there's any VAs, yeah, we're sorry for butchering all of your characters.
I'm sure you read words way better than we did.
I am 100% certain that you actually read the words and knew how to pronounce them instead of what we did. Ooh, fancy.
Why is
what?
Oh, I was just wondering why Rohotness was putting people in.
Is
in prison
Rohotness
up
putting
there.
people in Oh, did we?
I guess she doesn't like
Oh,
that word.
so our bot, to prepare for hate rating, our bot has certain words banned just in case. And I guess that was one of the words, or you said it, something that it didn't like.
Sorry, Suze.
Really sorry. It's just we have it protecting us from hate raids. You didn't do anything wrong. That's just the bot being stupid. Oh.
Did it? It deletes on other people's screens?
Yeah, it
just
deletes the
crossed
15
out on mine?
messages as well.
Oh, wow.
I don't know who. I think. I'm wondering if there's a way I can return those, but I don't know. I think it would have to be Squid, who is not here. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. We enjoyed the game a lot. At least I did. Did you enjoy the game a lot?
It was. Is cute the right word? Cute's probably not the right word. It was fun.
You had to censor yourself a lot. I guess I gave you the character. I was told to play that specific character, so unfortunately you got the character with all the swearing.
Yes. I mean, it happens.
But that was I enjoyed the story a lot. I really liked getting into character. That was fun. I wish I spoke German so I could properly give, the reading of those things. I also probably said all of the demons' names wrong. But like, that was really good. I enjoyed it. This will be.
I like it. I like the characters. They're well written characters.
They were well-written characters, and it was very clear that there are two distinct and three distinct characters, because sometimes writing is hard, and they were very well-written. The art was good. There were some points where, like, maybe less saturation, I think you said.
Yeah, the background colors are very bright compared to the characters and all the gooey stuff.
But, like, really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for joining us. I think we will probably come back Monday. I don't think I can do another one tomorrow. My voice I didn't realize how much this was taking from me. But 4 days of doing this straight and being a lot of broody boys, make sure to comment and rate on their game. You can see it in the link there. We're going to be doing that shortly. I will post the review with a link to this video when it's done uploading. Thank you all for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. And I'm really sorry to the person whose entire messages got deleted. Bye. Or do you have any messages, Maki? Anything you want to say? No?
Bye.
Okay. All right. See you, everyone. This was
Bye.
Deliver Us from Evil, Masquerade.